Chosen one, hear these words carefully, for they are not ordinary whispers. They are a calling that pierces the veil of ordinary life, reaching deep into the part of your soul that already knows the truth. Something is ending within you, a chapter you have clung to, a version of yourself that once felt safe, familiar, but no longer serves the purpose God has set before you. The old you is fading, and the winds of transformation are sweeping through your spirit even now. You may feel unsettled. You may feel a subtle pull, a quiet insistence that things can never go back to the way they were. That is not fear. It is recognition. Recognition of a divine shift that only the rare, the chosen, the appointed can feel. For too long you have walked with shadows of doubt, carrying burdens you were never meant to bear alone. But even in those silent seasons, unseen hands were arranging your path. Unseen eyes were watching over the intricacies of your life. The message today is simple, yet profound. God Himself is authorizing change. This is a season where doors that were locked are being opened, where storms that once battered you are now preparing to cleanse and renew. You are not alone, and this is not a random moment. It is your appointed time. The divine timing you have prayed for, hoped for, and sometimes questioned, now it arrives. You may wonder what this transformation looks like. You may ask, how will I know when the old me has truly ended? Listen closely, for the signs are already around you. Moments of clarity, bursts of courage, sudden insights, a stirring in your spirit, encounters with people or messages, immediate that seem to come just at the right time. These are the whispers of God, confirming that the season of change is not only coming, but has already begun. The questions you have been asking, the dreams you have been holding, the fears that have lingered, they are all about to converge into revelation. And yet, chosen one, there is more. There is a layer beneath this awakening, a depth that few will ever understand. There is a power at work, unseen but undeniable, that is moving through your life to prepare you for your destiny. The old ways, old thoughts, old habits, old fears, they are ending so that what God has placed within you can emerge radiant, unstoppable, and aligned with His purpose. This message will unfold. The path reveal the signs and give you the keys to step fully into the life that was always yours to claim. The moment is here. The old you is ending. And God Himself is authorizing the change that is about to redefine everything. The hand that moves your life is not unseen, nor is it distant. Every step you've taken, every season you've endured has been guided by a presence so vast, so intimate, that it surpasses understanding. God is not waiting on the sidelines. He is actively orchestrating every detail, every timing, every alignment that is preparing you for this transformation. The shift you feel, the stirring that keeps nudging your spirit awake, is Him. It is the divine whisper that says, I am here, and I have not forgotten you. I am shaping you for what is to come. This is not a vague encouragement. This is a declaration of destiny. The events, the trials, and even the moments that felt like setbacks, they were all intentional, designed to cultivate resilience, sharpen discernment, and strengthen faith. Every encounter, every door that closed, every person who left your life, these were part of a divine blueprint tailored specifically for you. The universe may have seemed chaotic, but in His hands every detail was a note in a symphony of purpose. The symphony has now reached a crescendo. What you are stepping into is not ordinary change. It is sacred transformation. The old ways, the thoughts, the fears, the habits, and the patterns that no longer serve you are being dissolved so that your spirit can rise unencumbered. It is the kind of transformation that feels like light bursting through the darkness, like a storm clearing the sky to reveal stars you never knew were there. And while the human mind may struggle to grasp the full magnitude of this, your spirit already knows. It is true. You have felt it in the quiet moments, in the sudden clarity, in the subtle shifting of circumstances that seem too precise to be coincidence. Listen to the subtle cues that have been appearing, moments when intuition guides you toward the right decision. When opportunities arise with perfect timing, when people appear who carry exactly what you need to hear or see. These are not accidents. They are the fingerprints of God, leaving trails of confirmation, so that you will not doubt, so that you will trust the movement, even before the outcome is visible. His presence is steady, unwavering, and personal. It is not theoretical. It is living. It is breathing through every corner of your life. And now the fullness of what has been hidden is beginning to be revealed. The divine plan that has been quietly shaping your path is unfolding before your eyes, and it will require both courage and faith. There will be moments when your heart races with anticipation, when your mind struggles to contain the wonder of what is coming. Hold on to that sensation. It is the call of God drawing you closer, preparing you to step fully into the next chapter. What lies ahead is not simply change. It is the appointed design of your life, sanctioned by heaven and meant to elevate you to the place you were always meant to occupy. And now the moment you have been unconsciously anticipating arrives, not as rumor, not as a distant possibility, but as a certainty that resonates through every corner of your spirit. What has been hidden, what has been waiting in the shadows of time, is beginning to step into the light. The old version of yourself, the doubts, the insecurities, the habits that kept you tethered to limitation, is being stripped away. What remains will be stronger, sharper, and more aligned with the purpose that heaven has etched into your soul. Picture it as a doorway appearing in the midst of a storm. The winds may howl, the ground may tremble, but the doorway is steady, luminous, framed in light that cannot be dimmed. That door is not a metaphor for what will happen later. It is already here, waiting for you to take the step that God Himself has prepared. Beyond it lies a life that has been forming quietly, behind the veils of circumstance, behind the seasons you did not understand. And what waits is not merely change, it is revelation. You will feel it first as subtle shifts, a sudden clarity about your path, an inexplicable courage to make decisions you once avoided, a deep knowing that resistance is no longer a barrier, but a signpost guiding you forward. People around you may not understand. The world may seem confused by your actions, your newfound strength, your sudden insight, but that is because the prophecy unfolding within you is not for them. It is for the one God created you to become. There is a moment coming, a convergence of opportunities, encounters, and revelations that will feel almost surreal. It will be like the first rays of dawn piercing a long, dark night, illuminating possibilities that seemed impossible before. You may see doors that were permanently closed swing open. You may hear words of affirmation spoken by people who have never understood your journey. You may witness circumstances aligning in ways that leave no room for coincidence. This is not luck. This is prophecy manifesting in the physical realm, sanctioned by divine timing, moving with precision beyond human comprehension. And yet, do not mistake the arrival of this moment as instant completion. The prophecy carries both blessing and responsibility. You will be required to step into discomfort, to leave familiar ground behind, to embrace the unknown with faith as your companion. The old self will resist, as all things that no longer serve you often do. That resistance is not your enemy. It is a signal that transformation is underway. When fear surfaces, when hesitation whispers in your ear, remember, these are not punishments. They are markers, letting you know that you are moving exactly as the prophecy intended. Look carefully around your life now. Signs are appearing woven into the fabric of your days, sudden opportunities, moments of unexpected insight, people appearing with precise guidance, situations that push you toward growth and a sense of divine alignment you cannot fully explain. These are the echoes of the prophecy whispering through the ordinary to reveal the extraordinary. If you pay attention, you will see the orchestration of God's hand in everything. Small, subtle, undeniable. The message is clear. The end of the old self is not loss. It is preparation. The trials, the waiting, the isolation, and even the doubts, all of it has been shaping you for this exact moment. The prophecy is unfolding, and you are at its center. What you see now, what you feel now, is only the beginning. The life that awaits is extraordinary, breathtaking, and fully aligned with the destiny that heaven has set aside for you. What is happening in your life is not random. The ending of the old self. The stripping away of familiar patterns, the subtle storms you feel around you. These are all signs of a higher spiritual law at work. Everything you have endured, everything you have felt as limitation or delay, carries a purpose far greater than the human mind can measure. There is a rhythm, a pattern, a sacred choreography to your journey, and the current season is a necessary step in the divine unfolding. This is the principle of transformation. Before the new can emerge, the old must yield. Imagine your spirit as a vessel, and for years it has been filled with both what serves you and what no longer does. Each fear, each doubt, each old identity occupies space, limiting the capacity for divine presence to flow fully through you. The ending of the old self is the emptying of the vessel, the purging of the old, the clearing of space so that God can pour in what He has always intended. This is not loss. It is sacred preparation. The storms you feel, the tremors inside your heart are not punishment. They are the refiner's fire, purifying, clarifying, and strengthening your spirit for the fullness of what is coming. Think of your life as a series of doors. Some doors closed abruptly, leaving questions behind. Others opened slowly, almost imperceptibly. Each door, whether closed or open, carried a lesson, a revelation of timing, a test of patience, a call to trust the unseen. The ending of the old self is the opening of a door that has never existed before in your awareness, a portal to a life that has been carefully designed and held in readiness by heaven itself. It is a door that will align your talents, your passions, and your purpose, but it requires faith to step through. Faith is the current that moves you forward even when the path is obscured. Faith allows you to trust in unseen forces, to sense the orchestration behind chaos, to recognize the hand of God in both storms and sunshine. Without faith, transformation feels uncertain, threatening, or impossible. With faith, every moment, even the difficult ones, becomes a signpost, a marker pointing toward the life that God has sanctioned for you. Every challenge, every delay, every moment of waiting is actually the divine shaping your inner compass, tuning it to the frequency of destiny. There is also the principle of timing. Divine transformation does not follow human calendars. It does not adhere to schedules of comfort or convenience. It is precise, intentional, and perfect in its rhythm. You may feel the pressure of anticipation, the urge for immediate change, but the timing of God's work is impeccable. The old self must end completely. The inner storms must run their course, and the inner preparation must reach fullness before the new can manifest. Trust this rhythm. Lean into it. Do not fight it. The discomfort is the proof that you are moving through the sacred process. Consider the imagery of seasons. Just as winter strips the trees of leaves so that spring can bring fresh growth, so too does your current season remove what is no longer needed. The pruning is deliberate, the loss necessary. The old identity, the worn patterns, the limitations imposed by fear or habit, all are being removed so that your spirit can bloom. And when the time is right, the new season will arrive with vibrancy, clarity, and purpose. You will emerge stronger, wiser, and aligned in ways you have only glimpsed in vision and dream. The spiritual meaning behind this change is clear. God is creating in you a vessel capable of carrying His light, His wisdom, and His authority. You are being prepared to operate from a higher dimension of understanding, a place where destiny and divine intention intersect. The end of the old self is not merely personal, it is cosmic. It resonates beyond the confines of your daily life. It affects relationships, opportunities, and circumstances in ways that ripple through your sphere of influence. Every struggle you endured, every moment of doubt, every silent prayer that seemed unanswered, all of it was preparation. The storms, the seasons, the doors that closed and opened, these were not random occurrences. They were lessons, confirmations, and calibrations, all aligned to awaken the fullness of what God has placed inside you. This is your invitation to step into depth, to recognize the sacred rhythm behind the change, to trust the unseen orchestration, and to embrace the transformation not as a chance event, but as a divine appointment. Your faith, your courage, and your readiness will determine how fully you move through this season into the glory that has been reserved for you. You may already be noticing subtle hints, small ripples in your daily life that feel almost like whispers from heaven. These are not coincidences. They are confirmations that the transformation is not only coming, it is already underway. God speaks in signs, and often the most powerful ones are quiet, easily overlooked by those who are not attuned. But you, your spirit, is listening. You are already sensing them. The first sign is clarity in decision-making. Suddenly, choices that once seemed confusing or paralyzing now appear obvious. Paths that were clouded by doubt feel illuminated. You find yourself drawn to what is aligned with your purpose and gently repelled from what no longer serves you. This clarity is a confirmation from the divine, signaling that your inner compass is being calibrated to the frequency of destiny. The second sign is an increase in courage. Small steps that once required immense effort now feel natural. You speak your truth more boldly, act with confidence in ways that surprise even yourself, and sense an inner authority that comes not from ego, but from alignment with God's purpose. This courage is a signal that the old limitations are fading, and the new self is stepping forward. A third sign appears in the people and messages that cross your path. You may encounter someone at the perfect moment, or receive guidance exactly when you need it. These meetings are orchestrated, carrying wisdom confirmation or opportunities that align with the transformation at work inside you. Pay attention to the timing, it is rarely random. The fourth sign is a subtle stirring within your spirit. Perhaps it comes as a persistent feeling, a sudden insight, or a quiet urging that you cannot ignore. Your intuition is sharpening. Your senses are becoming more attuned to God's guidance. This inner resonance is a sign that the old self is making space for the new, and that divine communication is increasing in clarity and intensity. A fifth sign is a sense of alignment in circumstances. Doors begin to open effortlessly. Obstacles that once blocked your path begin to shift, and what once felt forced now flows naturally. The world itself seems to bend toward the fulfillment of the prophecy within you. Notice these shifts. They are the universe acknowledging your alignment with God's plan. Finally, the sixth sign is an awakening of gratitude. Even amidst trials, you feel a deeper sense of appreciation for life, for growth, and for the unseen work of God in your journey. Gratitude is a spiritual signal that your perception is evolving, that you are seeing beyond the old self into the beauty of what is emerging. All of these signs, clarity, courage, timely guidance, spiritual stirring, alignment, and gratitude, are markers placed along your path. They are subtle, yet undeniable confirmations that the old self is ending and the new life is emerging. The more you recognize them, the more your faith is strengthened, and the more prepared you become for the transformation that is coming. Even as signs of transformation appear, the path will not be without tests. The ending of the old self and the emergence of the new is rarely a smooth journey. There are unseen forces, subtle resistances, and inner struggles that will attempt to slow you down. These challenges are not punishments. They are refiners designed to strengthen your faith, sharpen your discernment, and prepare you for the fullness of what is coming. You may encounter moments when doubt whispers louder than conviction. The old habits may resurface, and familiar fears may press against your spirit. These are the shadows of your former self seeking to remind you of what was comfortable, what was safe, and what was predictable. The presence of these shadows is confirmation that you are moving beyond the familiar, stepping into something far greater than you have ever experienced. Recognize them, but do not engage them. Let them pass, for they are temporary markers, not permanent obstacles. Another hidden challenge is the resistance of people around you. Those who have known you may misunderstand your actions, question your decisions, or attempt to pull you back into old patterns. This is not a reflection of your worth, but of the change that is happening within you. Your growth will challenge the ordinary perspectives of others, and in doing so, it will reveal who is aligned with your purpose and who is not. Learn to move forward despite the misunderstanding. Your alignment is not dependent on their recognition. It is dependent on your faithfulness to the path God has set. You may also experience moments of internal conflict when your heart and mind seem at odds. This is a spiritual test, a divine refinement of your inner compass. The more you choose faith, clarity, and obedience, the more these internal struggles will give way to harmony. Remember, tension does not signify failure. It signifies progress. It is the friction that polishes your spirit into readiness. There may be external delay circumstances that seem to stall opportunities that arrive later than expected, or doors that temporarily remain closed. These are not denials. They are alignments. Timing is sacred, and each delay ensures that you step into your transformation fully prepared at the exact moment heaven intends. Do not rush the process. Trust the divine rhythm. Finally, the greatest hidden challenge may be your own impatience. The anticipation of change can create pressure, restlessness, or frustration. But this impatience is also an invitation to deepen your surrender, to strengthen your faith, and to cultivate patience as a sacred discipline. Those who endure, those who persist, and those who trust, despite the unseen obstacles, will emerge stronger, clearer, and fully ready for the blessings that await. Understand this: these hidden challenges are not roadblocks. They are sacred instruments carefully placed to shape your character, amplify your faith, and ensure that when the transformation is complete, you will be able to carry the fullness of your destiny with confidence and grace. Every trial, every resistance, every moment of uncertainty is preparing you for what is coming. As the old self ends and the new self begins to emerge, there are deliberate steps you must take, not to force the process, but to align fully with the movement of God's hand in your life. These are sacred instructions, not suggestions. They are both your protection and your empowerment, guiding you to walk steadily through the transformation with clarity, courage, and faith. First, cultivate awareness. Pay attention to your thoughts, your emotions, and the subtle nudges of your spirit. The divine often speaks in whispers in moments when the world is quiet, in intuition that cannot be ignored. When a thought arises, ask yourself, does this lead toward alignment, or does it tether me to what is ending? Awareness is the first step in discerning the right actions from the distractions of the old self. Second, embrace silence and reflection. Carve out time each day to be alone with your thoughts, with God, and with your inner self. These moments are sacred, offering clarity in the midst of transition. Meditation, prayer, or journaling can help reveal patterns, expose limiting beliefs, and illuminate the path forward. In this silence, the divine instructions become clearer, and your heart becomes more attuned to what is meant for you. Third, release what no longer serves you. This is not only spiritual, but practical. Let go of relationships that drain, rather than elevate, habits that hinder rather than empower, and thoughts that keep you bound to fear or doubt. This release is an act of courage and obedience. It signals to heaven that you are ready to step into the fullness of the new season without carrying the weight of what belongs to the past. Fourth, strengthen your faith through action. Faith is not passive. It is lived through deliberate steps in alignment with God's calling. If an opportunity arises that resonates with your purpose, take it. If guidance comes through your intuition or through others, follow it. Action in faith accelerates transformation, turning belief into reality and unlocking doors that have long been hidden. Fifth, guard your energy. The process of transformation is powerful and often attracts both positive and negative forces. Protect your mind, body, and spirit from distractions, toxic environments, and influences that could misalign your focus. This is not withdrawal. It is strategic alignment. You are creating sacred space for God's work to manifest within you. Sixth, speak your truth with integrity. Words carry energy and authority. Speak life over yourself, over your circumstances, and over the transformation taking place. Affirmations, declarations, and prayers are not empty. They are instruments that shape reality when spoken with conviction and faith. Let your voice echo the new self that is emerging even before it is fully visible. Seventh, practice gratitude for both the trials and the victories. Gratitude opens the heart and amplifies divine favor. Recognize that every challenge is a lesson, every delay is a preparation, and every small breakthrough is proof of God's orchestration. Gratitude positions you to receive more, to trust more, and to move through transformation with joy rather than anxiety. Finally, maintain persistence. Transformation is not instantaneous. It unfolds in divine rhythm, requiring patience and unwavering commitment. There will be days when the path seems unclear, when the old patterns resist, when the progress feels invisible. Persist anyway. Step through each day with intention, with awareness, and with faith, knowing that every deliberate act, no matter how small, is a thread in the tapestry of your destiny. By following these steps, you are not simply waiting for change, you are participating in it. You are co-creating with God, preparing yourself to receive what has been appointed for you. Each moment of awareness, each act of courage, each release of the old self, and each step of faith is a sacred alignment positioning you to emerge fully into the transformation that has been sanctified for you. As you step boldly into the transformation ahead, know this: you are not walking alone. Divine protection surrounds you like an unbreakable shield, unseen, yet undeniable. Every step you take, every choice you make in alignment with God's guidance is under the care of a presence that watches, guards, and redirects anything that could harm or distract you. You are enveloped in a canopy of light, an invisible fortress built by heaven itself, designed to keep you safe as you traverse unfamiliar terrain. You may encounter moments when fear or doubt surfaces, when storms seem relentless, when old patterns threaten to pull you back. These moments are not indicators of weakness. They are reminders of the protection that has always been in place. Imagine a fortress of radiant energy, a sphere of divine light encasing you completely. No negativity can penetrate. No harm can reach you. Every attack, every attempt to sway you is met with a response that your human eyes may not see, but your spirit will recognize as safety, guidance, and divine alignment. Your dreams, your purpose, and the new self emerging within you are guarded. Even the unseen forces, those subtle resistances that once held sway, are now redirected. What once would have slowed your progress is now being repurposed to strengthen you, to teach patience, to cultivate resilience. You are shielded not only from danger, but from misalignment, from opportunities that are not for you, and from distractions that would dilute the sacred work unfolding inside you. Divine assurance also comes in the form of inner peace. Even in the midst of uncertainty or sudden change, there is a calm that cannot be explained. It is the quiet voice within you, the steady pulse of confidence that whispers, "I am with you. Fear not. Proceed in faith." This assurance is not theoretical, it is experiential. It is the certainty that the foundation beneath your feet is secure even when the terrain around you shifts. Pay attention to the signs of this protection. Unexpected doors opening at just the right moment. Timely guidance arriving from unseen sources, a sense of alignment in circumstances that once seemed chaotic, and an intuitive knowing that you are exactly where you are meant to be. These are not coincidences. They are confirmations of divine guardianship woven into the fabric of your days, to remind you that you are never abandoned, never alone. Even as challenges come, and they will remember that protection does not remove trials, it enables endurance. You may face resistance tests or moments of pressure, but within this sacred sphere you are empowered to overcome, to navigate, and to emerge stronger. Nothing can stop the alignment between your destiny and God's plan. The light that surrounds you is both shield and guide, illuminating the path ahead, while keeping you safe from what is not yet yours to carry. Let this assurance settle deeply within your heart. Let it become the rhythm of your breath, the anchor of your faith, the unwavering certainty that as the old self ends and the new emerges, you are enveloped, guarded, and upheld by a presence greater than anything the world can offer or take away. Now imagine the moment when the old self has fully released its hold. The chains of doubt, the lingering fears, the habits that once tethered you, they have dissolved. What remains is clarity, purpose, and a radiant sense of alignment with the life God has always intended for you. You will feel it first as an internal light, a warmth that spreads through your chest and mind, a quiet power that cannot be ignored. This is the essence of transformation, a rebirth of spirit, a renewed sense of identity, and the emergence of your true potential. The world around you will begin to reflect the change within. Opportunities that once seemed distant will now feel natural, flowing toward you effortlessly. Relationships will shift, those aligned with your path will draw near, while those that no longer resonate will fall away gently, leaving space for connections that nourish your growth. Every decision, every action, and every interaction will carry the resonance of purpose, because you are no longer moving from the old self. You are moving from your divine alignment. Emotionally, this transformation is profound. You will experience a depth of peace, a freedom from past anxieties, and a confidence that comes not from achievements or recognition, but from knowing that you are fully aligned with your destiny. Gratitude will become your default state, not as an occasional feeling, but as a natural lens through which you see life. Even the trials you once endured will now appear as sacred milestones, proof that every season of waiting, resistance, and refinement was necessary to cultivate the strength you now embody. Spiritually, you will operate from a higher frequency. Your intuition will sharpen. Your perception will expand, and your faith will no longer be tentative. It will be unshakable. The alignment between your choices and divine guidance will feel effortless, as though the universe itself is conspiring to support your path. You will sense the invisible currents of grace moving behind the scenes, guiding you, opening doors and orchestrating circumstances in perfect harmony with your purpose. This fulfillment is not just about personal achievement. It is about stepping fully into the role you were created for, carrying influence, wisdom, and light into the spaces you inhabit. You will inspire others without needing to force it, guide without demanding, and shine without competing. Your presence will become a beacon for those seeking clarity, courage, and faith. The transformation you undergo is a ripple effect impacting the lives around you in ways you may not yet comprehend. The most powerful aspect of this transformation is the emotional resonance it brings. You will feel joy that is steady, hope that is unwavering, and love that is both deep and expansive. The sense of fulfillment will not depend on circumstance. It will spring from the certainty that you are in alignment with the divine, walking the path you were always meant to walk. Every step will carry meaning, every breath will carry gratitude, and every moment will carry the quiet power of one who has emerged fully prepared. Take a moment to imagine this reality, the new you standing tall, unafraid, radiating light and purpose, fully supported by heaven, fully aligned with destiny. The old self may linger in memory, but it holds no power here. The transformation is complete. The fulfillment is yours. And as you step forward, every moment becomes a declaration that you have endured, that you have trusted, and that you are now living the life you were always meant to live. Now take a deep breath and let the truth of this message settle within you. The old self is ending. The transformation is unfolding, and the new life that God has prepared for you is already reaching toward you. Speak these words aloud, claim them in your spirit, and let them anchor your faith. Affirmation 1. I release what no longer serves me, and I embrace the new life God has appointed for me. Affirmation 2. I walk in courage, clarity, and divine alignment with every step I take. Affirmation 3. I am protected, guided, and upheld by a presence greater than any fear or obstacle. Affirmation 4. I am fully prepared to receive the blessings, wisdom, and purpose that have been reserved for me. Say these affirmations daily. Let them become the rhythm of your breath, the steady pulse of your heart, and the unwavering certainty of your spirit. Each repetition strengthens your alignment, fortifies your faith, and opens you more fully to the life that is waiting for you. And now receive this blessing. May the light of God illuminate every corner of your being, exposing what must be released and filling you with what is sacred, pure, and powerful. May the winds of divine favor carry you forward, opening doors that no human hand can close and revealing pathways that no obstacle can block. May every trial you have endured become a stepping stone, every moment of doubt transformed into clarity, and every shadow replaced by the radiance of your new self. May your heart remain steadfast, your spirit unshakable, and your faith unwavering. You are being positioned for a life beyond what you imagined, a life where your purpose is fully expressed, your destiny fully realized, and your soul fully aligned with the one who has been guiding you all along. The old you is gone. The new you is emerging. And God Himself has sanctioned this change, surrounding you with protection, empowering you with wisdom, and blessing you with abundance, clarity, and joy. Go forward in peace, in confidence, and in the certainty that everything around you is aligning for your fulfillment. Stand in this truth, speak it boldly, and live it unapologetically. The transformation has begun. The prophecy is unfolding, and the blessings of heaven are yours to claim.